Hello, Richard.
Good morning, Colin Dunlap.
Do you know we've talked 100 times now?
You know, what people don't know is we've actually talked about 1,000 times.
Yeah. Oh,
But
more than that.
100 times that is recorded for posterity on the
Yes.
show. Yes, we have. And congratulations, by the way.
Congratulations
And
to
and
you.
if anybody's actually watching,
Uh-huh.
congratulations to them.
Congratulations to them.
But we have some stuff. You
Yeah,
have some stuff? I have some
I
stuff.
have some stuff. There's one thing that's non-sports that I had that was very interesting.
Yeah, what?
Did you see that person won $213 million in the Powerball in Indiana Township?
Yeah, on Harsh Run Road Pizza Shop. Harsh
Yeah,
Run
I
Road.
used to go there all the time.
Hold on.
It's like a little convenience. It was like Sheets before Sheets.
Okay.
And I just can't believe somebody won right there.
Well, that's great.
Would you? Here's the question, though.
What?
And I went over this yesterday with some coworkers. If I won $213 million and I knew it right then, and I had that ticket and I knew it, I'd be out of the office in 10 seconds and send an email and say, thanks for everything. You'll never see me again. But you're in a different situation because you're the boss. I don't think you can do that. But
I wouldn't do that anyway.
But I would.
Yeah.
And I don't think it says a lot about my character, although some people might. But I'd be gone. These people that are like, I'd keep working. I don't understand that.
Well, by the time you boil all that down after you pay taxes.
Oh, gosh. Well, you're this guy. Go ahead.
No. By the time you boil that down, you pay the taxes on it. What's left?
Still a lot more million than you had before.
It's maybe half. Maybe.
You're coming out with it. Excuse me, at least $100 million.
And you'd quit work?
I'd quit work before. In 3 minutes, I'd quit work. Yes.
I'll bet you Chelsea and Carol wouldn't quit.
I bet you what they say in that room when you're there might be different than what they say to
I
me.
actually don't think so, because I think they're actually both saying they would quit.
Yeah, oh, well, good. They'd be gone in a minute, right?
Okay. Can we move on? You're crazy.
No, I'm not crazy. I think so many people say that they'd go back is because it's like they don't want to be judged, but they'd be gone.
Okay, I'm not judging you, but
all right.
Can we bring this back to black and gold stuff?
Sure.
What do you want to talk about?
This continued dance with Brandon Ayuk and how tired I am of it.
Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about this. So Brandon Ayuk, I think, is something we have to talk about. I'd like to insert a little Pittsburgh Pirates in here somewhere today.
Oh, go ahead.
I'd like to talk about Skeens. I'd like to talk about that 104.7 mile per hour fastball.
Yes.
That was smoke. That was one of the greatest moments. Seeing him do that, throw that smoke, seeing the guy look at and them smiling at each other.
Yeah, from Aroldis Chapman, right?
Yeah, unbelievable. But that was and the guy from San Diego that he whiffed.
Right, and then they've lost 9 in a row though.
But that's the other point I want to make here. I'd look at something that I can't imagine losing 9 in a row at anything.
Right.
I mean, I just really can't. And I'd be looking. So our coach said we need a break. I struggle with that statement. You don't need a break. You need to play baseball. And if you're looking for a break, I'd look for something to change it up a little bit. Here's what my suggestion would be. Insert me for Pat Narduzzi, but I think they're interchangeable. I would love to see somebody recognize and say, hey, Pat Narduzzi, come and give us a pep talk before the game. Come and talk to us. I wouldn't tell anybody he was coming. I'd introduce him, and we both know Pat Narduzzi pretty well.
Right.
And we know he's very inspirational. He's got a lot of passion. And I think he could do something, say something, inspire somebody, a different voice. And I think that would help to break that losing streak. One, that's all they need. That's what our coach said. They need one. to break it. They need a break. That's what I would do. That's how I'd get that break.
You know, something that I found that's very interesting in being, especially in baseball clubhouses,
Well, based on your last conversation with me, it worries me to hear what's coming.
no, it does. It shouldn't worry you, but I found it pretty close to fact, if not fact.
Yes.
Fan bases, especially in baseball, ride ups and downs and take losses way harder than the actual guys who play the game, which is a weird thing in that they just like because first of all, baseball players get paid so much. Like it's disproportionate to the rest of the sports. It just is. Second of all,
they also play 162 games.
Well, they do certainly. But they like not all of Pittsburgh. A lot of Pittsburgh is talking about the Pirates. They've lost 9 in a row. Frustration level, how mad people are. Fire this guy, fire that guy, whatever. Those guys just like show up for work and it's like, okay, we got another game today. Not that they don't care, but fans' frustration far exceeds anybody's in that room. I'm not saying it's good or bad or indifferent or whatever. I've just always found that to be the case. Like
fans plus media.
Right about that. And it's a weird dynamic when you think it's a put on, but it's really not. When the guys will look straight at you as a media member, especially guys that you trust, right? After you gain some trust in there, and they'll go, so they say that? Like fans said that? And it's like news to them that people are really mad.
But Colin, it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy almost.
I agree with you.
Right? And so the only way to eliminate that is to perform. Go out and play.
I absolutely agree with you. But it's weird. Here's the other dynamic too. Pitchers don't care about the other 4 days that they don't pitch. They only care about that one.
Right.
So they don't care. It's like a 1-game losing streak for them or 2. Right. And it's such a weird dynamic with baseball when they go through a losing streak. The fan base and the media get way more mad than the players get.
Yeah. And I'm gonna. So you talk about a pitcher and that they only care about that 1 day in their rotation. Mm-hmm. So, and I'm gonna read. I'm actually looking at my iPhone here because I saved this because I read something that said, that Paul Skeens is starting to become worrisome, and I'm thinking to myself, what? Why? This was our boy wonder. This was our phenom. Why? And so I started to look at his decline in his speed of his pitches. And from May of 101.9 down to August 10th, which was Saturday, last Saturday.
Right.
98.6. Now, is that something to worry about, or is that just a media circus again? Like,
well, that's hard. That's hard data and numbers, so you can't argue with it. But there's going to be a natural depletion and a
he's
wear
22 years old, for God's sake. There shouldn't be a depletion at this point. He's 22.
Well, can I offer something that I think that isn't factored into that?
Yeah, please.
It's the hottest summer in the history of the world.
Oh, no.
It is.
No. Tell that to Chapman, who threw the 104.7 smoker.
Chapman only throws an inning a game. So it's much different. I mean, there's many extenuating factors.
No, I'm not buying it. I
think Skeens is still a great pitcher.
I think he is too, but the whole hype. I mean, is he? And he probably will come back, but it's impossible to throw that kind of pressure on a 22-year-old and make him the greatest player to pitch, the greatest player for anything. It's impossible to throw that on him because we know there's going to be a point where he does come down a little bit. He's going to come back up. There's no question in my mind.
Right.
And he's going to play for a fabulous contract somewhere, and he's going to be great. But I think I'm being more critical of us as fans who put that kind of pressure on his back to perform to that level, knowing at some point it can't be that. There is no such thing as that.
This is why it's an organizational problem.
Right.
Is that every 5th day we look at the Messiah walking out to the mound whenever the organization should have developed and backfilled, and then he doesn't have to lift the weight of the whole organization every 5th day.
That's true. But I was wondering what your thoughts were when I was seeing them going from 101.9 down to 98.6. Is that, I mean, think about that. 2 miles per hour, 3 miles
Yeah,
per
I
hour.
mean
I mean,
it's a concern. It certainly is. But you
you
wonder
don't want to
too.
see, but then see, that's also, not to interrupt you, but
No,
I guess I'm interrupting you.
no, go
But
ahead.
but I started like he was the coach was trying to regulate the number of pitches that he threw.
Correct.
And I'll be honest with you, I didn't play that way. I don't know that way where you regulate that and concerned about being injured. And so when I saw the decline in speed, and I coupled that with his concern about throwing his arm out, I wondered if there was more to it because I've never really seen. We didn't talk about how many pitches a pitcher threw. Did you?
Not really, but it's different. Guys are built like robots now in baseball, and that's just commonplace and kind of what they do.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I just really wanted to touch on that because
But it's not just a tick off, and it's not a couple tenths off. Like it's a couple miles an hour off,
yeah.
and there is a noticeable difference.
Yeah, and so I was surprised when I saw that headline that said that it's worrisome, because I didn't understand the data at that point or the data, and so when I started to dig into it, and that was just this morning, I thought, wow, I wonder if there's something to this, and he'll reverse that. He's good. He's, like I keep saying, he's 22 years old, for heaven's sake. He'll be fine, but I just think it was unfair pressure to put on him.
Oh, it's it's unfair pressure. He had to walk in, and he didn't have to be the best rookie. He didn't have to be one of the best players. He had to be the ace of the staff. Like
he did. And then the other part of that bothers me is he walks in to the Pittsburgh Pirates. I mean, now he's got to wait how many years before he can actually get a great contract.
Right. Oh, it's a tenuous situation.
Is there a cap? Is there salary cap in baseball?
No, none at all.
No cap. No. Yeah, that's the problem. And what's the NFL cap this year?
It went up again because of the television contract. I don't know
the exact number.
Oh,
it's over 100.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, certainly. It's going to keep going up too. But that's the thing with the Steelers and why they always spend all the way to the cap. There's never any overage. There's never any money that they save or whatever. They spend right to the cap, and then they'll have money they'll leave a little bit of room and have money to add towards the end of the year if they want to make a move, make a trade, and that makes sense.
Yeah. I think O's put him in a great position to go back to your AU conversation.
Right.
He's put him in a great position to be able to afford him because normally we wouldn't even be in the running because we'd be capped out. But Omar's done a really nice job managing the cap, and he's known for that. So I think we're going to get Ayuk. Like you, though, I'm tired of hearing it because there doesn't seem to be any credibility anywhere, and just a bunch of opinions, which they have no foundation. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I'm just tired of the song and dance. Wherever the truth lies, it's just a deal needs to get consummated or not at all. And it's too many people trying to be first or trying to make guesses from a media standpoint.
Right, from media,
And that gets...
Yeah, you guys always mess it up.
Yeah, you're right about that. It gets... because everybody tries to be first and not correct. And it just gets tiresome from a consumer standpoint.
Yeah.
It just does. And then what it also does is if it doesn't get consummated, it builds an incredible false hope. And then people get disappointed whenever the truth might be that it was never as close as the media reported.
Yeah.
I mean,
I agree. Well, this is a fun 100th show. I love it.
What's with the yellow jacket? Did you get into a Hall of Fame?
Excuse me,
or
it's not yellow, it's cream.
I can't see. I have terrible eyes now.
Well, maybe it's yellow. I don't know.
Where did you get it? Did you get in a Hall of Fame?
No, I didn't get it in the Hall of Fame. I'm celebrating something. It's a tuxedo jacket.
Oh, okay. I can't, like I told you, I can't see anymore. My eyes have deteriorated in the past 18 months. I wear cheater glasses everywhere. It's awful.
What's the hat say?
Patagonia. I can't see. You have to read it for me.
I think it says Patagonia by Ford.
It might. I'm going to not Detroit. I'm going to Michigan this weekend. This is huge for Ford. Huge for Ford this weekend.
Tell me why.
Well, because they always win at Michigan. There's a lot of pressure for NASCAR to win at Michigan, the Ford cars to win, and it's going to be big.
And you're taking your son.
I'm taking my son, just me and him. We go to they call it the Irish Hills of Michigan, which is in Brooklyn, Michigan, if you've ever been there.
No, can't say I have. It's not on my destination list.
No, probably shouldn't be unless you're going to the NASCAR races, but it's a beautiful part of the world. And it stays light a little bit longer because of how far west it is with that time change, with the time
yeah, I've
zone.
actually heard that. Yeah. Heard that.
So it's a pretty cool thing. And the Ford contingent rolls in heavy from Detroit. And there's a lot of pressure on a Ford to win there. So I'm excited. And they've won. Kevin Harvick has won a lot there, but he's retired now. So
I'll bet your son's really looking forward to it.
He is super looking forward to it, and we'll see what happens. I think that it's going to be interesting. I think Ryan Blaney could win there. Big Ford.
What about Riley?
Riley Herbst could win on Saturday there. Certainly can. He's got a lot of backing. He's got Ford and he's got Monster Energy. Those are two big and terrible service stations.
Yep. I'm liking Riley.
You like him on Saturday? Okay.
I like him. Well, why not Sunday?
Well, I don't think he's going to run the 15 car on Sunday. He's kind of settled into the Xfinity series, but I think next year he's probably going to run Cup. So
really, so you know so much more about racing series than I do. I need to brush up on that.
Well, yeah, his team's dissolving. Tony Stewart is selling that Stewart-Haas team, and that's dissolving one of the Ford teams, but they're bouncing into other teams. So I think Riley Herbst is going to get picked up by another Cup team.
Oh, he should be, but I like him. I like the kid.
You like your well, I like your jacket. Happy 100th show.
And happy 100th to you.
And I'll report back on what Michigan was like next Thursday.
Okay, so I'm gonna
Wednesday.
ask. This is one little clip that I'm gonna ask to tag Pat Narduzzi. I want Pat Narduzzi, calling Pat Narduzzi, to speak to the Pirates.
See if he can get it
done. Pre-game, Pat.
All righty.
One time. 10 minutes.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll talk next week.